A homeless child ran into a room full of billionaires and screamed, "Don't eat that!" Security tried to drag her out. They called her a vagrant. But seconds later, a poison detector lit up blue. The soup was laced with cyanide, and the only person who could smell it was a barefoot 12-year-old girl who hadn't eaten in 2 days. What she knew didn't just save a life. It exposed a murder that powerful people buried for years. The Sterling room glowed like a palace that night. Crystal chandeliers spilled warm light across marble floors, and the sound of soft laughter mixed with the clink of silverware and champagne flutes. 300 of Manhattan's wealthiest sat shoulder to shoulder in tailored suits and designer gowns, discussing investments, yachts, and winter homes as if hunger and fear were abstract concepts found only in history books. At the head of the room, William Sterling lifted his spoon toward a bowl of French onion soup, steam curling upward, rich with the scent of caramelized onions and melted Gruyere. The moment felt rehearsed, perfect, controlled, until the service door burst open. A child's voice ripped through the ballroom. "Don't eat that food." Every conversation died at once. Heads snapped toward the sound. Security guards were already moving, instincts honed to protect wealth from disruption. The girl stood frozen for half a second in the doorway, barefoot on polished marble, clothes hanging off her thin frame like they belonged to someone else. Her hair was tangled, her face dirty, but her eyes were sharp with terror and certainty. She bolted forward just as 2 guards lunged for her, dodging between tables with the agility of someone used to running for survival. "Sir, please," she cried, pointing at the head table. "The soup, it's poison." Gasps rippled through the room. William Sterling's spoon stopped midair. Across from him, his nephew Gregory Hamilton rose abruptly, his chair scraping loudly against the floor. For a split second, the color drained from his face before rushing back in a violent flush. "Remove this vagrant immediately," Gregory snapped. "She's clearly disturbed." But the girl wasn't looking at Gregory. Her eyes were locked on the bowl in front of William Sterling. Her nostrils flared slightly as she breathed in, separating layers of scent the way other people separated colors. Beneath the sweetness of onions and the richness of beef stock, beneath the indulgence of aged cheese, there was something wrong. Something sharp and faint and unmistakable. Bitter almonds. 6 hours earlier, Diana Turner had woken up shivering behind a dumpster in Hell's Kitchen, her breath fogging the winter air. The cardboard beneath her did little to block the cold seeping up from the concrete. She pulled her oversized jacket tighter around herself, the sleeves swallowing her hands. It had once belonged to a man twice her size, donated to a shelter years ago, but it was the warmest thing she owned. Her stomach twisted painfully. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. Pressed against her chest was a worn leather journal, its edges frayed, the gold lettering on the cover barely visible anymore. She opened it carefully, as she did every morning, fingers gentle with the pages as if they were alive. Inside were recipes written in precise handwriting, notes about heat and timing, margins filled with observations and warnings. On one page, dated 3 years earlier, a line stood out, underlined twice. "Diana, baby, if you ever smell bitter almonds in food, run. That's cyanide. Never forget." She traced the words with her finger, swallowing hard. 2 years since the explosion. 2 years since the Sterling room kitchen burned. 2 years since her father died, and the world decided his death was an accident and hers didn't matter. She closed the journal, tucked it back inside her jacket, and stood slowly, joints aching from the cold. She planned to go to a soup kitchen later, but first she needed warmth. Somewhere she could breathe without shaking. Across town, the Sterling Room kitchen pulsed with controlled chaos. Chef Brandon Cooper barked orders as flames leapt beneath copper pans and knives flashed rhythmically against cutting boards. Everything ran on precision. Every plate mattered. Tonight was the annual Culinary Excellence Gala, and mistakes were unforgivable. Above the kitchen, William Sterling sat in his office reviewing guest lists and final remarks. At 68, he had donated hundreds of millions to scholarships and food programs, but tonight would be his legacy announcement: a massive scholarship fund for underprivileged culinary students. When Gregory Hamilton entered, his smile was smooth and empty. William didn't return it. "I've reviewed the audit," William said. $80 million missing. Shell companies, offshore accounts. You have until tonight to explain, or I call the FBI. Gregory's jaw tightened. In his pocket, his fingers closed around a small glass vial. By late afternoon, Diana wandered past the Sterling Room without meaning to stop. Muscle memory guided her feet. She peered through the alley window into the kitchen, inhaling garlic, butter, wine reduction. Grief struck like a blow to the chest. She remembered standing on a stool while her father caramelized onions, lifting her up so she could smell the moment sugar turned into depth. "A chef's nose is everything," he used to say, "and yours is special." A guard shouted, and she ran, disappearing into alleys she knew better than maps. By evening, limousines lined the street. Diana watched from the shadows, hunger gnawing at her as she slipped toward the service entrance, hoping for discarded bread. Inside, Gregory moved through the kitchen with authority, insisting on overseeing his uncle's soup. When no one was watching, he uncapped the vial and let 3 drops fall into one bowl marked with a gold rim. Outside, Diana rummaged through trash when she heard kitchen staff laughing about her father. "Probably dead by now," one said. She stayed silent. Invisibility had kept her alive. At 7:30, William Sterling took the stage, honoring Andre Turner and announcing the scholarship in his name. Diana slipped inside, drawn by her father's name echoing through the ballroom. Then she smelled it. Bitter almonds. Faint. Wrong. The server passed her with the tray. She ran. Now, as security gripped her arms, William raised a hand. "Wait, what's your name?" he asked gently. "Diana Turner," she said. The room gasped. A poison detector confirmed cyanide. Chaos erupted. Gregory tried to deny it, then tried to flee. When he grabbed a knife and took a waiter hostage, Diana didn't freeze. She watched his fear, saw his weakness, and spoke with calm clarity that unraveled him. When he ran, she blocked him using the kitchen knowledge her father gave her. Security tackled him. William knelt beside her as police arrived. She showed him the journal. Then the recording played, her father's voice, Gregory's threat. Silence fell like a verdict. 2 years of running ended that night. Diana didn't look triumphant as Gregory was led away. She looked tired, but for the first time since the fire, she felt safe. William Sterling made Diana sit beside him as police secured the ballroom. Someone wrapped a clean cloth around her shoulders, and the gentleness almost hurt. She clutched her father's journal as sirens and cameras blurred into noise. When Detective Sarah Mitchell arrived, she looked at Diana directly, not past her, and said softly, "We need to talk." At the precinct, for the first time in 2 years, adults listened. Diana revealed her father's notes, his fear, and the recording that exposed Gregory's crime. The evidence uncovered a wider conspiracy, including trusted board member Richard Blackstone. Arrests followed, headlines exploded, and Diana became a symbol she never asked to be. William gained temporary guardianship, and Diana slept in a real bed for the first time in years. The trial ended quickly, guilty. When it was over, Diana said only, "My father taught me food is love." A year later, she returned to the Sterling kitchen as a student, teaching others to trust their senses. Diana Turner was no longer invisible, and she made sure no one else would be either.